Good afternoon, fellow slot car racers. Welcome to Wilson's Raceway. Today's video, I'm going to do something a little different. This is going to be called Under the Table. This is what makes Wilson Raceway operate. We have the Omni slot box, so we're able to run the track in a digital mode or an analog mode by operating a switch on the box here. It has two voltmeters. We're running two power supplies for each lane while we're in analog mode. We have a power supply for lane 1, and we have a power supply for lane 2. We have true analog controllers when we're racing in analog mode. They are compressor motors. I think they're called 2130s, and plugged into the Omni slot box. Okay, let's go behind the Omni slot box. Let me crawl into the table, see if we can get a shot of what's going on. Before we do that, while we're in analog mode, I'm using TrackMate timings hardware system here. This is the, I guess the modulo where all the wiring gets hooked up to, and it has a USB cable that goes over to my Windows PC over there. I have hooked up the relays for the power for both power supplies. That's relay 1. Go over here, we have, relay 2. Also, the call button for TrackMate. This is the IR sensor here, infrared, and the two sensors installed in the track to count the laps. Okay. Okay, from the Omni slot box, we run power taps. There's a power tap outlet on the back here. I don't want to pull it out because I don't want to mess up any wiring just back here. I'm not an electrician, man, and I spent researching on YouTube and got everything hooked up and operating. But anyway, we got power taps coming from the Omni slot box, and they go over to bus bars. Each lane has its own bus bar, so there's 4 bus bars over there, and I have 3 power taps going out. I had to install the power taps because I used the digital racing solution lane gates on my lane changer. So after the lane changers, you have a dead zone. So you have to install power taps after the lane gates. So that you have 3 power taps installed up on the track. Okay. While I'm in digital mode, I use Smart Race. Also, when I'm in analog mode, I have a extra iPhone, and I use the Smart Race Connect for timing the analog. It's iffy sometimes. It all depends how much light is in the room, so it's not very dependable. But I've been using it because I have a bunch of analog cars, and I subscribe to Slot Sync. That is where you put your car on the track, you put your track size in and all that, and it tells you how many laps you got to do, and you race for time. And then it posts against all other races that are enrolled, and they have a leaderboard. So I use that. But when I'm in digital mode, I just race 18 laps in Smart Race. Okay, I installed TrackMate right after I got the Omni slot box for the timing, and then I watched Marty Ford on Two Lines. He was talking about Fast Laps, so I downloaded and installed Fast Laps, and I've been using that system while I'm in analog mode, and it's fantastic. I love it, and in the next race we'll be using it, and then you probably seen it in my last videos. I've been using it. It's just great. So that's what I call under the table. Also, while I'm in digital mode, I have Frankenstock controllers, wireless, and that's about it, folks. Enjoy. Leave a comment. Love and peace out.